Hi kids, today we're going to learn about weaving. Now weaving is a lot of fun, and we're only going to do paper weaving, but if you get good at it, then you can weave with yarn and make a coaster or a blanket even. The Navajo used to make these beautiful, they still do, make these beautiful blankets that are woven. And if you look at a lot of your clothing up close, you can tell that it's woven. The threads go over, under, over, under, over, under. And it's all a pattern. And as you look at different clothes and blankets and baskets and things that are woven, then you will start to notice the patterns. But I want you to start with the very basic, So here are 3 examples. On this one, I did not cut straight lines, and that's why it looks like that. It's still the same basic pattern, but I just did not cut straight lines. This one, I did cut straight lines, but the reason it has different colors in it is I used a magazine to cut strips of paper instead of using construction paper or colored paper. So you can do that. You can cut up a photograph out of a magazine to get some pretty color in it. And then this one I just tried, it's still basic weaving, but instead of going over one, under one, over one, under one, I did it with 2s. So I went under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2. So it looks a little bit different. This looks more like a checkerboard, and this looks, I don't even know what you call that design, but anyway, it looks just a little bit different. So you're working on patterns today. Patterns and color and lines. And so the easiest way, I'm going to show you the very easiest way, and if you get better and better and better at it, there are many other ways to show it. But I'm just going to take one piece of black paper and fold it in half. And then from the folded side, I'm going to cut lines. And this time I'm going to go ahead and cut pretty straight lines. But like I have always told you, perfect is not that important. Do you notice that I don't cut it off? I don't cut all the way to the end. I leave some of it attached. That helps me. And there are a lot of weavers who don't do that. They just lay their pieces out on the table and they do that. And that works just fine too. But this is the easiest way. It makes me a little less frustrated. So I cut and I cut and I cut until I have that. Okay? Now, that's pretty much how that's going to look. And I've already got one started here. And I used painted paper for this. For this other one, I used construction paper. For this one in front of us, I did the same thing. I cut my lines, and then I started weaving already. So you can start to see that it's got that under, over, and I did the opposite with the next strip. Okay, and then I used 4 of the same size, and then just for fun I made a fat one that went in there so that I got a little bit of variation, a little bit of emphasis, I guess we'd call it. So let me show you how to do it. As you can see, it's white on one side and purple on the other, and I don't need my scissors for this part. I don't want my scissors. I could definitely mess up if I do. So I start by going under, and I have to check my piece right here. So this one needs to go over, since over here it's under. And then I lift up the next one so that it goes under. I bet my hand's right in the way. So let me try again. And then it goes under and then over, because that one's green. And so we want this one to be purple. And then it goes under and then over. And then under, and I pull it through and over, and then under and over, all the way to the other end. So I keep doing that until I get a nice complete weaving. Now remember, when you're doing art, some projects take a lot of concentration, but sometimes when you get the patterns and that concentration, it's actually very calming. But if you can't concentrate, if you don't get it, you can easily be frustrated. I've seen lots of kids get frustrated with weaving. So if you get frustrated, I want you to think about taking a little break, not giving up, but taking a little break and maybe going for a walk and then coming back to it with a clear mind. Or maybe if you started right before dinner and then you eat, sometimes that helps my attitude a lot too. So just remember that when you're starting a new kind of project that could be frustrating, you might want to be sure that you've had enough sleep, that you got a little bit of exercise so you can focus, and that you're well fed and you're ready to go at it. And if you still get frustrated, go away, think about it, and come back. Don't worry about getting it perfect, but it is a lot of fun, and sometimes you just have to keep trying. So this is one of those projects that only takes paper. You can decide what kind of paper. I showed you painted paper, construction paper, magazine paper. You could even use gift wrapping paper or anything you want, even that paper bag. You remember, we keep using those paper bags that our lunches come in. All right, guys, have fun with this, and I really do want to see them on that email. So send me some pictures of your work. Bye-bye.